everyone trying to... And welcome everyone to the NBA on 2K Sports. Brand new season. So glad to have you with us on this journey. I'm Brian Anderson, and with me tonight, Grant Hill and Tim Legler. And down on the sidelines is Allie LaForce. Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Edwards is the 2, McDaniels the 3. Randall and Gobert are in the middle, and it's Conley in at the 1.
He created the opening, he got the angle. Unfortunately, that miss is just on him.
All right, on the line, we've got our insider, Shams Charania. What do you have for us, Shams?
Well, the Timberwolves this summer signing extensions to keep their elite front court intact. In bringing back Julius Randle and Naz Reid, they maintain a team strength, one that seems more necessary than ever in the loaded West, guys.
Making the commitment. Okay, thanks for the report, Shams. Here's Holiday, following the score by Minnesota. For 3, and it's Gobert with a rebound. And here's McDaniels. He'll bring it up for the T-Wolves. Gobert with a screen on Sharp. Pass to Conley, puts up a 3, sinks the tray.
Well, Conley can be a volume scorer from the arc. The defense can't let him just have those opportunities.
Now Holiday. From 13 feet, down it goes.
I mean, what do you expect when you give him the clear look? That's just too easy.
Well, the key is to take what the defense allows. That is smart basketball.
Now here's Randall. Rebounded by Kamara. Portland has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Outside Sharp. There's the triple. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. McDaniels up top. The kick out to Conley. Randall deciding where to go with it. Just 5 to shoot. Buries it down low.
Yeah, and anytime there's contact in there with Randall, he usually gets the best of it.
The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. Here's Kamara. And Conley grabs the miss.
1 for 5 out there, but no worries. Just keep attacking.
Pass to Gobert. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Outside McDaniels. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall.
Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
Blazers trail by 8. Holiday passes to Avdia. The start of a fresh season, but we know the focus for both of these teams is to come out strong today.
Yeah, for the first handful of games, you just want to play hard and build some chemistry. Get more comfortable with your teammates while also learning their tendencies and preferences.
Now here's Edwards. No made baskets yet. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. For 3, Randall. Portland with a rebound. And this is the first season matchup for them against Minnesota. Three-pointer Sharp. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Here's Minnesota. They've outscored them 10-2 during this run. Pass to Randall. The 3 is up. No good there.
Well, he better focus now. His efficiency is dropping, but there is enough game left to make corrections.
Avdia laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
He's an absolute beast to deal with for the defense. Sometimes he can even leave you feeling helpless.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup.
Here we go, Lakers fans. Here comes your Trailblazers team. Crazy for Trailblazers team. Here they come, fans.
checked in for Kamara, and Damian Lillard subbed in for Holiday, and Minnesota with some changes. The Timberwolves lead by 6. Miller outside. DiVincenzo against Sharp. Back to Miller. Pass to Shannon. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Grant. Another miss by Minnesota.
Well, that's a shot he should make a majority of the time.
Well, a new era in Portland, Grant. Young, raw, and still finding their place.
Yeah, B.A., they've committed to growing through reps and putting in the time. The victories are hard-won, but a foundation is being laid.
Number 20, Jawan Berante.
Minnesota has gone 2 of 5 from deep. Outside Reed. Pass to Beranje. Here's Dillingham. 58 seconds left in the first quarter. Lets it go from deep. And Clayton pulls it down.
Great job on the closeout and taking away space against a good shooter.
And here's Grant from the arc. Nails it from beyond the arc.
And that is a shot Grant has spent lots of time on working over the years, and you see the results right there.
Here's Dillingham, still without a bucket. Here's Reed, good with the fadeaway.
There's just no reason to give him inside position.
Well, you have to force a scorer away from his favorite place on the floor. In this case, you have to push him out or deny him the ball.
Here's Lillard. The 3. That shot off. And that does it for the first quarter. It's Minnesota up 5. And the second quarter is on its way when we return. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And when you consider how Minnesota is doing, guys, your thoughts?
Well, you have to credit their effort on the defensive end. It set the tone for this contest.
They've been active, they've been disruptive, but now the question is, can they maintain this level of intensity?
On the court for the Timberwolves, Randall at power forward with Reed at center. Dante DiVincenzo out there with Dillingham. And it's Shannon in at the 3. Now here's DiVincenzo. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. And Grant, this defense of the Timberwolves, one of the league's stingiest.
Well, if you look up and down their lineup, not many weak links for opponents to target. And then, of course, you've got 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, on that back line. BA, they're tough.
First free throw is good. Legs, when you're watching a young team play, what are the things you're looking for?
Well, look, a lot of teams have young players who are focused on making a name for themselves, but I like to see unselfishness. Those guys who can play with a team-first winning mindset, those are the guys that you keep long-term.
Clay D, do the dirty work, stay in the rotation.
About sums it up.
And so it's Lillard who brings up the ball for the Trailblazers. It's a 5-point game. On the wing, Grant. Back to Lillard. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
They didn't do themselves any favors with their shooting in the first quarter, but they're starting to pick it up now.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, B.A. Well, Damian Lillard talked about what it would mean to his legacy to win a title. He said, "My body of work does speak for itself. I don't think I have to prove it to anybody. It's more for myself, honestly. And I just want to be like, yeah, I've done all these things, but I want a championship too." Back to you, B.A.
Chasing that ring. Okay, thanks for the report, Allie. So it's Portland now, following the score by Minnesota. The kick out to Williams. Portland moving it around. 4-3. Lillard can't get it to go.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Pass to Shannon. Now Randall. Over Murray. Randall can't hit.
When you're not at your best, it is great to have teammates who will pick up the slack.
Count that bucket. Grant's got 5 points.
6 of their last 10 points have come from that mid-range area.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Portland going with almost an entire new group here. Klingon, he's checked in for Williams. Avdia comes in for Murray. Kamara, he's checked in for Grant. And Holiday subbed in for Henderson. And then for Minnesota, Gobert comes in for Shannon. And it's Anthony Edwards in for Dillingham. Holiday against Edwards. Minnesota again missing. Blazers trail by 3. The #1 overall pick in 2020. Grant, you think Anthony Edwards has a shot to become the best American-born player in the NBA?
You know, I think his aspiration is higher than that, B.A. He's thinking MVP, face of the league. And if you ask me, he has the talent to do it.
And Minnesota has possession. Following the three-point basket by Portland. Pure from three-point range.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
Now here's Lillard. The 11-footer, and the Blazers getting another bucket right there.
Well, he was cold in that first quarter, and now it's great to see him flip that switch and start getting hot here.
Outside Reed. Pass to Edwards. 5 on the clock. Back to Reed. The 3. Portland with a rebound. Looking ahead, they've got the Warriors coming to town for their next game. That'll be the second and last game of a quick homestand. And it's Portland scoring again.
Well, you want those shots anytime you can get a high percentage at the rim.
DiVincenzo, pass to Edwards. Portland with a rebound. Klingon's got his 4th rebound in this one. Right now, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, there's a nice flow to this offense right now.
Well, starting to stretch the floor. That's 2 triples for him this quarter.
Now Edwards. Still no points to halt the run. Rebounded by Kamara. And there's 1:38 left in the first half. The 3, here's Lillard. Outside Kamara. 3-pointer. Ooh, Lillard doing damage outside.
His efficiency throughout this game has really been something, and his team has been able to succeed in large part because of it.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Blazers making a change here. Sharp's checked in. And then for Minnesota, Jaden McDaniels comes in for Randall. And Conley subbed in for DiVincenzo. Timberwolves trail by 7. And 10, the Blazers front office aggressively seeking wing depth.
Yeah, and in Denny Avdia and Toumani Camara, they've got some ringers. They are still young and tremendously talented. They might be set at the forward spot for a decade.
And the basket by Edwards.
They are shooting it well from beyond the arc right now.
Outside Sharp. There's 48 seconds left in the second. To the left wing. Avdia against Reed. Will not go. Misses off the front iron. Minnesota's gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far. Here's Edwards. Getting a good look. Edwards.
Oh, so smooth inside. Edwards found the opening and exploited it.
Edwards against Sharp.
Oh,
how about that?
Oh, out of my way.
Ooh, an incredible double clutch dunk.
Oh, man. He got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open. Just a big-time effort for Damian Lillard, providing a lot of energy for the Trailblazers. Hunting for opportunities, leading to 9 points in the quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
Come one, come all. The 2K halftime is here, and so's our breakdown of the upcoming schedule. Let's check it out.
You know, right now for Minnesota, I've hung with these guys in the offseason. They're better than people think, but they've still got to prove it.
Yeah, high hopes for them and for their fans as well. And guys, let's talk now about that first half for Minnesota there in a tight one.
Listen, you can play all the defense you want, but at the end of the day, you have to score. Thankfully for them, there's still time.
Putting up points, never a bad idea, right? Thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Wow, Damian Lillard really having a great game.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
And that will be the biggest adjustment. They have to force the ball out of his hands, but that's a difficult challenge.
Portland leading by 4. We've got Denny Avdia. Drew Holiday out there with Sharp. Then there's Klingon, and it's Kamara in at the 3 slot. That's the group starting the second half for Chauncey Billups. Outside Sharp. There's a screen by Kamara. Here's the 3. Takes a 3. Rebound Minnesota.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And legs the impact of Toumani Kamara, a big reason the Blazers have been ahead of schedule.
Yeah, Brian, he is a classic example of a guy who doesn't need the ball to make a big impact on your team. He does all of the little things that help you win.
A coach's dream, making a name for himself now.
Leaves a lot of skin on the floor.
And it's Conley with the ball for Minnesota, trailing by 4. Randall outside. And it's Randall with the jam.
Wow, Julius Randle. We could feel the floor shaking on that one.
Outside Kamara. Back to Holiday from behind the arc. It's rebounded by Anthony Edwards. And for the Timberwolves, they're shooting about 48% from the floor. Pretty good. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Brian. The Portland Trailblazers, in year 3 of a rebuild, wins are hard to come by in the loaded West. But acquiring young, talented players like Denny Avdia is a nice start. He said, quote, "The team is young, we're real athletic, we all compete, everybody wants to work and wants to improve." BA, back to you.
Young and hungry. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. Gobert. And Gobert with the stuff.
When Gobert is close like that, you know he's going to try and ram it through.
And so timeout called by Chauncey Billups here. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. Grant, you played in a more physical era of the NBA. Now it seems like the league is trying to strike a balance there.
I think you're spot on, B.A. There's been some back and forth, trying to keep the game free-flowing and physical. The league's trying for the best of both worlds.
All right, for this break, let's take a look at the teams that were the toughest to score against last year. 5th, the Timberwolves.
They made life hard on opponents, one of the best defenses in the NBA last year.
Outside Kamara. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. Clock at 6. Three-pointer Sharp. Second shot opportunity. Oh, nice shot by Klingon. Klingon's got his first points in this one.
When you're facing a guy as massive as Klingon, you really have to be smart about boxing him out. I mean, he is so good on the offensive boards to be so young.
Edwards finds Conley. Edwards against Sharp. The kick out to Conley. Jacks up a 3. Portland with a rebound.
And that's their first miss after hitting 4 in a row to start the half.
Some nice signs of progress for the Blazers last season.
And from that, renewed contracts for head coach Chauncey Billups and the front office. This is a young team that competes and shows a bright future. And a nice bump for their offense this half. Now shooting over 50% for the game.
Blazers trail by 3. Outside Kamara. Portland moving it around. Three-pointer Sharp. And Conley grabs the miss.
Not his best night and not the team's best night. Sometimes it just goes that way.
McDaniels passes to Conley. Here's Edwards. Back to Conley. Three-pointer. And there's the foul. It's on Rudy Gobert. That's his first foul of the game. Lillard's checked in for Portland. Shannon's checked in for Minnesota. DiVincenzo comes in for Mike Conley. The Trailblazers have gotten just 25% of their shots to fall since the half. 2 for 8. Three-pointer Sharp. Yes! Great play by Lillard to set it up. Sharp's got his third basket of the night.
And you see right there the practice time Sharp's put in. Sound shooting mechanics for a guy who hasn't played a lot of games in his career.
Pass to Lillard. A minute 35 left in the third quarter here. Outside Sharp. Portland needs to get off a shot here. Another three for Portland.
And that's a veteran move by Lillard to see the D closing and get the shot away.
Here's Shannon. Randall with it. Give him 8. Good. That's his 5th bucket in 9 attempts. 1 minute left to play in the third. Outside Sharp. Back to Lillard. The shot that time not on target. Good work defensively by DiVincenzo.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
As cold as he was in the first half, he's done a great job regrouping and turning things around after the break.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Three-pointer Sharp. Randall pulls down the board. Randall's got his 4th rebound in this one. Lillard against Edwards. Fires for 3. That one doesn't drop. What a performance for Julius Randle. He has been the story for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Back to the game after this break. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, playing for one another. That's the definition of teamwork.
3 tense quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the 4th. And a look now at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the 4th quarter. Randall at power forward with Reed at center. Dante DiVincenzo out there with Dillingham. And it's Shannon in at the 3, the small forward.
And this is exactly why you got to be up on Lillard, or he'll burn you off the catch.
The Timberwolves trail. Here's Dillingham. Portland with a rebound. Avdia's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Lillard. Williams with the screen. Lillard can't get it to go. Down low. Here's Dillingham. Here's Shannon. Defended by Avdia. Here's Shannon. Fires the 3. Williams grabs the board. 4th quarter still young. Just over a minute played. Pass to Henderson. There's the 3. Good. And it's Lillard who picks up the assist. Lillard's got his 4th assist with that last one. And Chris Finch has called timeout. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here.
Give them a round of applause for your Blazers Breakers dance team.
for Williams. The Timberwolves also with a sub. Edwards is checked in. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Chris Finch said to the team. He told his guys not to lose hope, saying to them, "It's a long game, fellas, and we're in this one, but I need each one of you to step up your intensity right now." Let's see if Coach's message resonates, guys.
Appreciate the report, Allie. Pass to Shannon. Back to Edwards. From deep three-point land. Portland grabs the miss. Abdia's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Lillard outside. DiVincenzo with the steal. And here's Edwards outside. Oh, Edwards! Money on the triple.
When Edwards knocks down threes, Ant is pretty much unstoppable.
Lillard finds Grant. To the inside. Shot from the low block. Klingen's shot is off. The Timberwolves have gotten only 1 of 5 to fall here in the 4th. Just over 2.5 minutes played now. Final quarter of regulation. DiVincenzo pass to Randall. Shot clock at 5. Minnesota needs to get off a shot. A slam dunk by Reed.
Yeah, an underrated passer. Randall has a nice feel for the game and is willing to keep his teammates involved.
And Chauncey Billups calls timeout here. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. Here for Portland. Kamara, he's checked in for Grant. Sharp comes in for Henderson. And Drew Holiday is subbed in for Lillard. And then for Minnesota, Rudy Gobert is checked in for Reed. McDaniels comes in for Shannon. And Conley subbed in for DiVincenzo. Around 3 minutes gone here in the 4th. Pass to Sharp. Outside Abdia. Now Holiday. Outside Kamara. Abdia outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shaedon Sharp. He's off from 3.
Well, his three-pointer just hasn't been there in the second half.
Here's Gobert. Abdia with it. He's picked up by Conley. Now Sharp. Now Abdia. Rebounded by McDaniels.
He got the space he wanted for his mid-range. He just wasn't able to convert.
Now Randall. Quick 2. All net.
Oh, a rugged competitor. Randall's teammates trust his ability to make plays in big moments.
2 minutes in the game. 2 minutes.
Outside Kamara. Here's Sharp. Puts up the tray. Shot clock at 6.
You kind of wonder where his head's at. The shot selection hasn't been there. And, of course, that one was just crazy.
Conley against Holiday. Now Gobert. Outside Conley. Gobert with a screen on Holiday. Oh, off target from downtown. And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Sharp. To tie it up. Let's loose for three. Gobert pulls it down.
Trying to end this thing with some big threes, but the accuracy just isn't there tonight.
Up top, Edwards. Oh, it misses. Well, the Trailblazers shooting 41% in this game. Sharp. Nice. That one's good.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
What a huge shot at this point in the game.
First team foul. At the line for Portland. Sharp. One foul.
He sinks the clutch free throw.
This team knows they can rely on him in these situations. He is so consistent at the free throw line.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Like everybody's watching.
Now McDaniels. Jacks up a three. Shot's no good. This play could decide the game.
Can't afford any mistakes here, B.A.
Sharp against Edwards to take the lead. Ooh, it doesn't go. And Chris Finch has called timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. Fantastic ball movement for them tonight.
If things are definitely working offensively, a balanced attack is just so much harder to defend.
anywhere, folks. We'll be back in a moment. Boy, these teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters. Now we're headed to overtime. This one should be fun. We've got Drew Holiday, Denny Avdia out there with Klingon. Then there's Tamani Kamara, and it's Sharp in at the 2.
Can you say natural leader? Conley is especially effective at running the offense and involving his teammates through his passing.
Now Holiday. And here's Sharp. Cleared away by Edwards.
More often than not, he'll cash it in from that area. The defense might have done just enough to bother him. I love the throwback basketball. Work it down low and set up your teammate.
Now here's Sharp. And Tim, 1 year you shot over 50% from the field and from three-point range, not to mention over 80% from the free throw line. You think we'll ever see that again?
Well, Brian, I think the 50% from the 3 could be more difficult because the volume is now so high. I'm not sure they're as selective in their shot attempts, which means your percentages naturally come down a bit.
So 3 for 6 is not going to be an option for a great shooter?
Don't think so. 3 for 6 is usually the first quarter for a lot of these guys.
For a 7'2" guy like Donovan Klingon, must be easy to jam it.
Thanks to AT&T for that fantastic look from their connected cam. And it's Edwards with the ball for the T-Wolves. Here's Conley. He launches. Conley from 3.
Oh, it helps to have Conley on the floor during these moments. He's outstanding at coming through on those big possessions.
Outside Kamara. Booyah! He sinks the triple.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
And when you give up a 3, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately. I'm surprised he missed that one. He is a dangerous guy to leave open.
Here's Sharp.
What an important hoop for Klingon.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. Any speculation on what we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
And there's enough time on the clock to go for a 2-for-1.
Here's McDaniels. Edwards fires! He sticks the fadeaway jumper.
And you gotta love the mentality of Anthony Edwards. He wants to be the star. He wants the spotlight. Not everyone is like that.
Expect them to take their time this trip down.
Yeah, B.A., the clock is theirs to burn.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And stolen by Gobert. Randall. Yes, sir!
You want Randall with the ball in his hands towards the end of these games. Prime example right there.
And Chauncey Billups calls timeout here. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. How do you think this is going to play out?
It's always interesting to see what play a coach has saved for a situation like this.
I am really curious to see what he's got in store here.
Now Sharp. From downtown. The three is off.
And even though he couldn't send the shot back at him, he certainly altered it.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss.
And so it's Minnesota who scrapes by with a win. It was touch and go there for a while, but in overtime, they caught a second win.
They really did, and it was wild. Everything it took just to get to the extra period, and then their surge at the end. Whew.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce, who is now with our player of the game.
Julius, it wasn't always smooth sailing tonight, but you guys got it done. How did you feel about the level of play coming down the stretch?
Absolutely amazing. You know, there's ups and downs of the season, but, you know, one thing is we're going to play hard every night and give ourselves a chance. So we did that for most of the night, but, you know, we did an amazing job staying together.
The effort certainly was not lacking.
All right.